Alright guys, so for today's video, we are going to be looking at Liam Newell, who is one of the top up-and-coming deadlifters. And honestly, one of the top up-and-coming lifters, period, but he just has freak leverages on deadlift in particular, as you're going to see here on the screen. So Liam Newell, 19 years old. I don't know when he turned 19. It must have been pretty recently, because if you look here, in March, late March of 2022, this year, he was 18. And then here we are 4 months later, and he's 19. So presumably, he could be one of the people to go for. He could be the first guy ever as a teenager to pull 900. I think he had the heaviest deadlift at the American Pro here as a teenager, period, which was 816. And he would have had the 860, but his grip gave out. His hook grip tore open. So that is a grip failure. You know, when people see the hands tear, they say, "Oh, your hands tore," and that's it. No, that when your hands tear, it's because your grip failed. So you have to get your grip stronger if you want to prevent that. And one of the main ways I'd prevent that would be captains of crush grippers. This is what Andrew House actually trained going into this meet. Captains of crush grippers for singles with a 10-second hold. So I would do 4 sets of 1 each hand. Squeeze it as hard as you can for 10 seconds. It should be a pretty challenging one as well. So maybe like a 2.5, even 3 would be necessary to get the proper stimulus. And if he's trying to pull 900, he really would ideally want to be closing a 2.5 and maybe almost closing a 3. So I would suggest for him, as far as grip training moving forward, to pull the 904 at 19, which I think he can do. I would do number 2.5, number 3 captains of crush, 4 sets of 1 each hand twice a week with a 10-second hold. But I digress. So let's get down to it, though. He's a 183 pounds. He didn't cut then. That's crazy. So he's in the 198 class, but he's really right there at 181. I don't know what he normally walks around at, but, I mean, presumably he'd be in this 182 to 194 range. So the other thing, I don't know if he went to the dark side or not, because this was USAPL, and this is WRPF, and I'm pretty sure USAPL has a clause where you can't compete in other federations or untested federations or something of the sort. And I'm not jumping to conclusions. This is an insane pull no matter what. And he could very well pull 904, which I think he will, as a teenager. So he's 183 pounds, 562 squat in sleeves, which you notice this is like literally a 300-pound discrepancy between his squat and deadlift, which just is insane leverages right there. It's a 562 squat at 183 is very impressive as well. It's triple body weight, a little over that. But the deadlift just blows it out of the water. And I'm almost like speaking as if he got the 860, because the 860, I'll show you guys here in a second, he locked it out and everything was clean. His grip just gave out, but he smoked it. That was the crazy part too. It's not as if he didn't have more in the tank. He's just got to bring up his grip. Bench is quite a bit lower, 314. So bench is indication of potentially natural, because look at this, 303, 297, 308, 314, like very, very slow improvements here on bench. But it's hard to say one way or the other. Also, he definitely got a lot out of the Kabuki deadlift bar, because 777 on a stiff bar, which is an Olico stiff bar at USAPL, up to 860. It's almost a 100-pound jump in a matter of 4 months. So the Kabuki deadlift bar, as I have talked about, gives a ton of help. But this guy at 517 dots, I mean, that's very impressive. The stuff he's doing now is just insane. But let's look at his Instagram and see what we got going on here. By the way, I got to see if we'll see if he's following me here. I don't know. Well, I don't know if you can look on here. Let's see here. Followed by. I got to check, guys. I got to check. I don't know. I don't know how to look. We'll see. Now let's look at his lifts, though. Let's just get right down to it. So let's look at the 859, which I'm going to have to. Okay, it's muted. This is 860. Hook grip, clean lockout, and then it slipped. So that was right there, man. I thought he had it. That was crazy. I mean, let's think about this, guys. 860 at 183 pounds. That bar whip is crazy, though, too. But, I mean, honestly, even with the bar whip, it's an insane pull. That was right there. So if he brings up his grip, he's going to lock this out. along with, I'd say, his quad strength. If he gets a little more quad drive off the floor and brings up his grip strength, game over. Now, this was the 816. This was the second attempt. Let's take a look at this. This is the world record for teen deadlift. So let's see how this one moves here. Absolute joke. Clean lockout. So ridiculous. He's pretty pumped up. And he's not even that big, but he's really built to pull. I mean, let's watch it one more time here. This is about as clean as it gets as far as a deadlift. Now, I would be curious. I should do a podcast with him, truthfully. I wonder what his conventional pull is relative to this. I'd be real curious about that. I mean, that's crazy, but again, just insane, insane leverages. Let's look at some of his other lifts here from the meet. 562 squat, you can barely see it. Freaking mile away from seeing anything. Clean lift. I can't tell anything from this. 315 bench here. Let's take a look at this one as well. He's got the wide grip. Still quite a bit of range of motion even with the wide grip, which is probably why he's good at sumo. Because he's got the long arms. 325. Butt came up, it looked like. But yeah, strong guy overall. I've seen some. I want to see his squat in training. Let's take a look at that. So 540. This should give us a much better look as far as what we're seeing here on a squat. 540. He's got a close grip. I like that. Looks like he's got a longer torso as well. Long torso and long legs. Good low bar placement. Smashed it. Huh. Well, that's really impressive. So I think he could be on the potential. I think he could squat 600 in no time. Squat's going to be right there. That looks pretty good. Deadlift. Let's take a look at some of these pulls. This was the last heavy deadlift going into the meet, 783, which comes out to 355 kg. That's almost like too easy, guys. That's what he's telling us right now. He's going too easy. All right. I mean, this is crazy stuff. 804s. This is heaviest training pull. Look at Sawyer Clyde hanging out in every one of these videos. He's liking all these videos. He's not in the video. He's liking every one of these. Pretty dang good leverages. I got to try that bar out. If you guys tried the Kabuki deadlift bar, I'm not going to accept it, but I'd be curious to see how it felt compared to a Texas deadlift bar, and I could give a breakdown. Because I know that it's way more bendy than the Texas deadlift bar, and the Texas deadlift bar is way more bendy than the Rogue Ohio deadlift bar. I train on an Ohio deadlift bar because I want to be on the stiffest deadlift bar possible. Not a lot of bench footage. This is like me back in the day. I was like, obviously he's pulling much higher numbers, but I was like, yeah, I'm not posting bench. Bench is not that great, but deadlift's amazing, and then squat's okay. First time pulling conventional, but it's a sumo clip. Let me see here. What is this, mate? This is not conventional. Trolling us again. See, when 435... Okay, he's trolling us with the video captions now. 435 bench press. I don't think so, Chief. That is not it. Let's see what... Here we go, actual conventional video. 545 double. I mean, that's a joke, too, on a stiff bar. Yeah, that's freaking easy. All right. Respect. I mean, I'd be curious to see more in the 7+ range what his conventional looks like. Can we talk him into doing this? Everybody show him this video. See if we can get him to do conventional. Because I just want to see, truthfully. Like, his conventional is ridiculous. See, this is an example, guys. All these videos, you see how the plates are flying off? This is why I tell people that calibrated plates are much tougher to pull on than pound plates. Because pound plates go out so far that it gives you a tremendous amount of whip. Like, look at the freaking bend. It's just absurd. So you take a bar like the Kabuki deadlift bar, And then you add in the pound plates, and the freaking flex is absurd. So that's what we're seeing here. So, I mean, that's why I'm not a big fan of pound plates, because it's just the flex and everything is ridiculous. Got some more squat videos. Bro, we want to see conventional deadlift. Can we make it happen? I just want to see more conventional deadlifting. Where is the other meet? Okay, this is the USAPL Raw Nationals meet. This is 750 on an Alico. So let's see how this is by comparison. Second attempt, apparently. Let's see what we got here, guys. Yeah, it's pretty freaking easy, but you'll notice it doesn't have quite the pop of the deadlift bar, obviously, but not too shabby at all. Is this video? So he squatted 550. Well, it would have been 556, or it would have been 551, but that looks like 556. Now he got up to 562. So I don't know. Is this guy? He could be natural. Pretty impressive stuff. Let's take a look at his deadlifts. This is the 777 Deadlift Pr on a stiff bar. Okay, that's a heck of a lot harder to budge off the ground. Look at the difference between that. Is that Sawyer Klatt in the background? I can't even tell. Is that Sawyer Klatt, guys? No, it's not. No. I don't know. I feel like I'm seeing Sawyer Klatt everywhere. Okay. Anyway, this much tougher to pull on than the he looks like he's a different person now. He's got a different haircut and everything. But he doesn't have the glasses anymore. But that's a lot tougher than the deadlift bar for sure. Deadlift bar is just like ridiculous. This is why I'm just not a big fan of the Kabuki deadlift bar. Nothing against Chris Duffin. Chris Duffin's awesome. I just think it's like ridiculously easy, but by comparison. But that's the point. Anyway, there's the video, guys. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe for the sake of the algorithm. I appreciate y'all.